unstable forces and immovable objects colliding, creating something. Earth and all its potential wonder. Outlast, outlive Toyota trucks.
Radio station has the power of News Center 7. Local news matters. This is 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
How do you gain a good reputation? By consistently doing the best you can and outperforming the competition. Dayton Door Sales has a reputation for the quality of their garage door installation and repair. Of course, quality depends as much on people as materials. And Dayton Door Sales employs only experienced professional installers and technicians. See for yourself why Dayton Door Sales is the region's leader for garage door service and installation at DaytonDoorSales.com. Integrity, value, experience. That's Dayton Door Sales.
All the local news notifications you need.
For kids today, we have dozens of schools closing early due to the storm.
All the local emergency weather information you need.
Standing by for another update on this huge storm about ready to hit the Miami Valley.
All the local traffic red alerts you need.
I-75 is closed in both directions. You could be sitting here for over an hour.
Download the WHIO app. Dayton's #1 local news app. Download it today. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO. This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
Tax season. So the tax code is designed specifically to discourage rapid fire trading, because when you do a buy and sell in less than a year, you're punished by the tax code with punitive tax rates. Or you can look at it in the reverse. When you hold something more than a year, you get preferential, much lower capital gains tax. The difference between ordinary income tax and capital gains tax. If it's really important to scratch that itch, to do rapid fire trading, anything like that, have some money you devote to that. But the money that's really going to matter needs to be Dullsville. Widely diversified investing, index funds that are very low cost to develop meaningful wealth over time. If it's about the sport, then it's not about creating financial security.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO. Breaking news all morning. The Storm Center 7 forecast to start your day and triple team traffic. Miami Valley's Morning News continues on WHIO.
Good morning. I'm Brittany Gatto here on Miami Valley's Morning News. We do have a traffic red alert this morning. 70 westbound shut down at State Route 49 near Clayton. More details from Jake Magnotta in minutes. Right now, it's 29 degrees in Dayton at 7:09.
And that is 9 minutes after 7 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, rain is in the forecast, like it or not.
Let's talk about how much rain we can get. It begins late Saturday and into Sunday, a stray shower. Late Sunday morning, we now bring in our next decent chance of rain. It gets heavier through the day and into the evening. A rumble of thunder is possible. Nothing severe at the moment is expected, but a stronger thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. Wind would be the greatest concern, some small hail.
Otherwise, Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ridd says it's the flooding threat.
We've been saturated from the last two systems. Now we're dragging in through Monday the potential of picking up another 2 inches of rain, if not more, especially I-70 South. Then it lingers Tuesday and Wednesday, finally drying out on Thursday.
And of course, you can stay with us for updated forecasts in the coming days. Troopers have not said what caused a semi to go sideways on I-70 yesterday afternoon.
This is in Butler Township. This is near Dayton International Airport Access Road. Troopers had to close the ramp here, but gave no reports of any injuries.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says he will be meeting with Elon Musk at the Pentagon today to discuss innovation, efficiencies, and smarter production.
Musk and Doge have played an integral role in the administration's push to dramatically reduce the size of the government. Musk has faced blowback from some lawmakers and voters for his approach to laying off workers and slashing programs, although Trump's supporters have hailed it.
That is WHIO's Will Taylor. Exit is also scheduled to deliver remarks with President Trump at the White House this morning.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
And another cell phone network introduces satellite service.
Verizon is beginning to roll out its competitor service to T-Mobile's satellite texting, partnering with AST Space Mobile. The Verizon service will work for its customers who use Android phones, such as the Samsung Galaxy S25. T-Mobile surprised many in the U.S. when offering its satellite texting to any phone on any carrier in a special pilot program. T-Mobile partnered with Elon Musk's Starlink.
That is Fox's Eben Brown reporting. WHIO News Time is 7:11.
And time for your 5-day weather forecast on this Friday from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
52 today, which is normal. A little sunshine goes a long way with the south wind. We'll drop to 42 overnight, bring in the chance of showers mainly north of I-70, otherwise drying things out with a glimpse of sun Saturday afternoon and a high of 50. 56 on Sunday. The rain moves in late morning, getting heavier throughout the latter part of the afternoon and evening, and a few rumbles of thunder expected as we hit 56. There's enough energy there for a few thunderstorms. 41 overnight and into Monday, 50. Lingering showers on the front half of the day, otherwise just gloomy with the cloud cover. And stray showers possible again on Tuesday with a high of 48.
The live Doppler 7 radar is clear. It's 27 degrees in Troy, 27 in Xenia, 29 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This is a WHIO Red Alert traffic update.
And we get the latest on this red alert from traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Yeah, Brittany, not a lot of new information here. 70 West still shut down at State Route 49 near Clayton. This is because of a semi crash now about 3 hours ago. And the delay is to Hoke Road. So that's where I'm seeing that backup start. Also, we had a caller let us know about another issue here on 70 West right at Hoke Road. Possible semi in the median here. And I can see that right now. This is not affecting us too much. So best thing to do right now is use the exit at State Route 48 so you don't get stuck in this delay. And again, Route 40 is going to get you west and around this backup this morning. I'm Jake Magnotta.
Well, Bro Bible says the Boston Celtics have officially been sold for a staggering $6.1 billion. The sale marks the largest in North American sports history, surpassing the previous record set by the Commanders back in 2023. And following recent attacks on Tesla, the FBI is now getting involved. We've got details in 3 minutes. WHI News Time is 7:13.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
This is the Miami Valley's home for Fox News. WHIO. The 50,000-watt giant of Miami Valley radio. From Lima to Kentucky, Columbus to Indianapolis. The station that cares about every town in between. We love this region as much as you do. Covering weather, traffic, and news is still our #1 priority. Nothing is more important as keeping radio local, in touch with the community, and relevant to you and your family. Welcome to the legendary 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
It's time to demand more from the ultra-high-performance tire. Grip that hugs the road, handling for hairpin turns, braking in the moments that matter most, and safety in all conditions and all seasons, even on roads filled with potholes. The Nokian Tire's Surpass AS01 is built to expand your expectations of what a high-performance tire can deliver. Imagine the experience with the all-season Nokian Tire's Surpass AS01. Learn more at NokianTires.com.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
When it comes to finding great deals on suits, timing's everything. And now's the time, because Macy's semi-annual suit sale is here. Save 40 to 60% on new suits and blazers from Calvin Klein and Michael Kors, with performance suits starting at $99.99. And if you need advice on the perfect fit, Macy's free personal stylists are here at the store and ready to help. If you need a new suit, there's no time like the present, because the Macy's suit sale won't be back until the fall. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Guys, I've got some really exciting news to tell you. The all-new third-generation Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier is here. It builds on the success of the prior model, the one I know and love that has thousands of five-star reviews that I keep in my travel bag. This one's actually even smaller, and it uses two technologies to kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses. It removes dusts and pet dander and pollen and smoke and more from the air and gets rid of any odor, and there's no filter to replace. The Thunderstorm will get rid of all the stinky smells guaranteed. Odor from litter box, trash cans, cigarette smoke, dirty diapers, stinky shoes, musty basements, even the I fried shrimp and don't want my wife to know about it smell. Any smell will disappear. You can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for the whole home, upstairs, downstairs, your basement, your travel bag, wherever you need them. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use discount code ERIC3, ERICK3, EdenPureDeals.com.
The area's only all-news and talk radio station. That means we're talking about what you're talking about. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning. It's 7:16. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News with the three big things that you need to know today. We do have a traffic red alert this morning. Westbound 70 shut down at State Route 49 near Clayton. A $500,000 winning Lucky for Life lottery ticket was sold at a speedway in Kettering for last night's drawing. And it is our top story. President Trump delivering on a campaign promise, signing an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education.
And Brittany, Fox's Jackie Heinrich brings us more on this story from the White House.
The plan calls to preserve federal funding for students with disabilities, low-income schools, and student loans and grants, shuffling oversight to other agencies. The nation's report card shows math proficiency at 39% in fourth graders, 28% for eighth grade. In reading, fourth graders 31% proficient. Eighth graders sitting at 30%. But the National Education Association says the move will, quote, hurt all students by sending class sizes soaring, cutting job training programs, making higher education more expensive. New Fox polls show 92% of Democrats oppose shuttering the department, plus 81% of independents and more than a third of Republicans.
And Democrats on Capitol Hill have been outspoken about their opposition to the Trump administration's plan to do away with the department. Well, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost wants to take the lead role in an investor lawsuit against the Cash App known as Square.
A class action suit accused Block Inc. of misleading investors and causing $12.6 million in losses for Ohio's largest public pension fund, plus billions more for other investors. The suit claims Block created a haven for illegal activity on Square, the company's flagship platform for digital payments.
That is WHIO's Jason Michaels. The filing seeks damages from the company for losses caused by the alleged wrongdoing. Well, Ohio lawmakers passed a bill that bans DEI initiatives in public colleges.
The Enact Advance Ohio Higher Education Act focuses on prohibiting DEI programs in higher education and keeping school faculty from going on strike. The bill passed in the state Senate last month. It now heads to the governor's desk.
That's News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. And the NCAA men's basketball tournament round of 64 underway.
John Calipari has made an immediate impact at Arkansas. Calipari has led Arkansas to a March Madness victory as the 10th-seeded Razorbacks defeated 7th-seeded Kansas 79-72 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Arkansas advances to face Rick Pitino and St. John's on Saturday after the Red Storm blew out Omaha.
That is Fox's Joe Morgan reporting. WHIO News Time, 7:19.
And we're going to get your 5-day weather forecast this morning from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
Oh, we start off the morning cold. We have frost. Welcome to spring here in the Miami Valley. It's typical, right? Mother Nature doesn't know what she wants. 52 this afternoon, which is normal. We've just been spoiled with temperatures in the 70s. We at least get the sun and a south wind. We'll drop it to 42 overnight. The clouds roll in. We have a chance of a shower north of I-70. Otherwise, we'll dry things out Saturday afternoon. Look at some sun. Not much, but some. 50 is your high. 56 on Sunday, and you have right about that time where we try to warm up, we get another cold front to sweep through. So that brings us the chance for rain and thunderstorms. Well, there may be a stronger storm in the mix later on into the evening, but the bulk of this will be heavy rain. And that lingers into Monday morning. Then we'll hit 50. 48, by the way, on Tuesday. Cold. Now you know the fronts move through, and we still have the chance of showers.
The live Doppler 7 radar is clear. It's 28 in Sydney, 27 in Springfield, 29 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This is a WHIO Red Alert traffic update.
And we check in now with traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Yeah, Brittany, still seeing on the camera, 70 West is completely shut down at State Route 49. This is just outside of Clayton. Around 4:15, there was a crash involving a semi. So this is still being cleaned up. And now that we are seeing a lot more traffic on the interstates, this is obviously creating a big delay. I can see that back to about Hoke Road. Also recently had another crash, possibly 70 West here at Hoke Road. I can see a semi in the median here. Thankfully, this is not creating too much of an extra issue, but to avoid this delay here, you'll need to exit at Hoke or at State Route 48, both in the Englewood area. Take Route 40 West. I'm Jake Magnotta.
Yahoo Finance says DoorDash is teaming with Klarna to allow customers to pay for food orders with 4 interest-free payments. Klarna will be integrated into the app, offering more payment flexibility. Customers can also make installment payments on groceries, electronics, and beauty products. And one local school district looking to spend big bucks to revamp their schools. We go in depth in our impact story in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time 721.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
WHIO's Brian Kilmeade here. I am coming to Dayton at the Victoria Theater Saturday, June 21st. Buy your tickets now at DaytonLive.org. Part of the WHIO 90th anniversary celebration, AM 1290 and 95.7 FM. Dayton's weather, traffic, and Fox News station.
How do you gain a good reputation? By consistently doing the best you can and outperforming the competition. Dayton Door Sales has a reputation for the quality of their garage door installation and repair. Of course, quality depends as much on people as materials. And Dayton Door Sales employs only experienced professional installers and technicians. See for yourself why Dayton Door Sales is the region's leader for garage door service and installation at DaytonDoorSales.com. Integrity, value, experience. That's Dayton Door Sales.
For Good News in Dayton, this is Joe Eckley with Day Air Credit Union. Kettering Cities of Service is making a big impact by turning compassion into action. Kettering Cities of Service focuses on uniting volunteers and community resources to tackle key challenges and improve quality of life for everyone in the city. This program connects residents with opportunities to make a difference, whether it's through helping neighbors in need, supporting local organizations, or even participating in environmental projects like tree planting and park cleanups. By empowering residents to take an active role in their community, Kettering Cities of Service reminds us that together we can build a better, stronger community. And to all the volunteers and supporters of Kettering Cities of Service, thank you. Your Good News for Dayton.
Good News in Dayton is sponsored by Grunder Landscaping, Day Air Credit Union, and Wagner Paving. For more information, visit goodnewsindayton.com.
Elevate your kitchen or bathroom with breathtaking countertops from Stone Center of Dayton. Explore our large indoor inventory of granite and quartz, and now featuring a large selection of quartzites. We're locally owned and operated and offer in-house design help. Visit us at stonecenterofdayton.com.
Is your family aware of what's to happen to you after your passing? Are your wishes for a traditional burial or cremation? How will everything be paid for? Woodland Historic Cemetery and Arboretum encourages you to pre-plan these details. Inflation is felt by all of us. Planning ahead prevents emotional overspending and protects your family's interests. Why choose Woodland? Because it's beautiful, timeless, and still available. Advanced planning is the best gift you could give to your loved ones. Visit woodlandcemetery.org to request more information on pre-planning.
Dayton's only all-local news radio station. The power of WHIO Radio and News Center 7 means you'll know first. This is Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Good morning. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News. We have a traffic red alert this morning. 70 westbound shut down at State Route 49 in the area of Clayton. 29 degrees now in Dayton at 7:25.
And that is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. One of our school districts met to talk about making some very big changes yesterday. The Kettering School District School Board asked for feedback about plans for its school buildings, and some people are worried about the cost.
This proposal is more than $400 million. The meeting happened here at Fairmont High School, and this place would be seeing some renovations, but the renovation crew would be tearing down others.
actually pleasantly surprised that the plan, I feel, has been well thought out.
Leanne Braisland had an idea of what this meeting was about before going in.
I knew it had something to do with consolidating the schools and possibly taking away some of our elementary schools.
For the last 2 years, Kettering City School District partnered with Ohio Facilities Construction Commission.
Yeah, News Center 7's Malik Patterson reports that leaders looked at the school buildings in the district and determined 11 of the 12 no longer were up to standard.
Braisland's 5 kids attended Kettering schools and agrees they needed a facelift.
I didn't necessarily know the infrastructure and how bad they are per se.
Leaders laid out the proposal to the public. It's a 10-year plan broken into 2 phases. Consolidating the middle schools and renovating the high schools, phase 1. Phase 2 would be to renovate the elementary schools and preschool. The Ohio Facilities Construction Commission said it would enter a bond agreement to help Kettering build and renovate new facilities. The estimated cost to build the new buildings is over $400 million. The state would pay some, but the community would have to cover the rest. Ask Kettering City Schools Treasurer Justin Blevins how much that would cost taxpayers.
We don't have numbers on a per household basis.
The school district will review the feedback from yesterday's meeting, and they plan on having their second community forum later this fall. WHIO News Time, 726.
And the weekend has arrived. Let's find out what's happening in the Miami Valley.
The WHIO Weekend Preview with what's happening around the Miami Valley. Here's Chris Hartley.
Jersey Boys is happening over at La Comedia Dinner Theater this weekend. The show does include a buffet dinner. It's going to run through Sunday. Tickets available at lacomedia.com. Professional Bull Riders is in town this weekend over at the Nutter Center. That's the PBR Velocity Tour. It's going to be tonight, 8 o'clock, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The Shamrock Tenors is going to be in town this weekend over at the Dayton Schuster Center. It's Ireland's new sensation group performing tomorrow night. Showtime's going to start at 7:30. Tickets available at DaytonLive.org. And the 7th annual Sweet Spring Marketplace is going on. That's over at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. It's going to be all weekend long. The spring-related arts and crafts fair is going to start tomorrow, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 11 to 4. Getting you out into the Miami Valley, I'm Chris Hartley, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
There have been such ugly scams that have been reported on heavily lately about people getting ripped off, conned on meme coins. And meme coins are different than crypto. They almost start out, many cases, almost like a joke. It's been very easy for crooked promoters to promote them, run the value up, and then cash out before they collapse. And if you're interested in crypto, a little knowledge is really dangerous. The more you know, the better off you're going to be. And so be very cautious with putting any money in crypto till you really understand it. Not put in any money that you have to eat or pay bills or anything like that. And know the latest meme coin is going to burn you just like the last meme coins did.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Kilmeade.
Hi everyone, WHIO's Brian Kilmeade here, and I am coming to Dayton, and I want to see you in person. So join me at the Victoria Theater for my show, History, Liberty, and Laughs.
I love a good Kilmeade joke, obviously, just as much as the next guy and woman.
Also with Fox Nation. I'll be there Saturday, June 21st. So buy your tickets now at DaytonLive.org.
My self-esteem is gone.
And you can upgrade your tickets for a VIP experience where we can meet before the show backstage and take some pictures.
You'll see the picture online. What was in the picture?
Join me, Brian Kilmeade, in Dayton, all part of the year-long WHIO 90th anniversary celebration. And did I mention I might bring a few of my friends to join me? You never know who might show up.
You open it for the big names, but when you close the book, you remember the other names. We're not America without those so-called average everyday Americans doing great things.
Buy your tickets now and tell them Brian sent you, only from WHIO, AM 1290 and 95.7 FM. Dayton's weather, traffic, and Fox News station.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
WHIO, Dayton Springfield. Celebrating our 90th year as the Miami Valley's leading news station. Weather, traffic, and breaking news starts now.
Good morning. It is 7:30. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News on Friday, March 21st, with the three big things that you need to know. Traffic red alert this morning. Westbound 70 shut down at State Route 49 near Clayton. Mostly sunny early, a few rain showers possible overnight. We'll see highs in the low to mid 50s. And it is our top story today.
Pell Grants, Title I funding, resources for children with disabilities and special needs will be preserved, fully preserved.
President Trump signing an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education.
That's right, Brady. And now President Trump's Secretary of Education opens up about his executive order to break down the department. Fox's Kristen Goodwin explains.
Secretary of Education Linda McMahon says President Trump would like her to move as swiftly as possible to close the Department of Education.
The sooner that we can close the department, the more efficiently we can have the funds distributed to the states, and perhaps they will even have more funding when there isn't the overhead and bureaucracy from the Department of Education.
Telling Fox's Brett Baer on Special Report she hopes to work with Congress.
I want Congress to be a partner in this, and I believe they will be.
Now, congressional approval needed to close the department.
GOP Senator Bill Cassidy vowing to introduce legislation to do so. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries slamming the move, saying it will harm millions of children and hardworking teachers.
Now, of course, you can stay tuned for updates on this developing story here on the home of breaking news, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Oh, our next chance for storms moving into the Miami Valley. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz, tracking them for you, telling you when they get here and how much rain you can expect.
I-70 West still not open near State Route 49 in the Clayton area. There's been a crash blocking both lanes for over 3 hours. I'm Jake Magnato with Dayton's most frequent traffic.
This is Miami Valley's Morning News on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. I'm Brittany Otto.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, we now know the extinguishing system at a Clark County plant kept a fire from spreading yesterday.
It happened at Yamada North America in South Charleston. Firefighters said the fire started in the furnace room of the plant. They were very concerned because the flames were burning near aluminum.
The molten aluminum reacts very violently with water and certain kinds of foams. And so we would have had a lot of issue if it had been in that room.
Now, that report is from News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. Meanwhile, in Preble County, a teacher accused of having a relationship with a student is due back in court this morning.
31-year-old Garrett Stringer Smith is facing 10 counts of sexual battery. A Twin Valley Community School student told a school resource officer that she had been in a relationship with Stringer Smith since last September.
Stringer Smith is out of jail after posting bond last month. Despite the bird flu, one Dark County Chicken Festival is looking to break a record this summer.
Poultry Days in Versailles is claiming to be the largest chicken barbecue in the world and is even getting formal certification from a licensed public accounting firm. Festival board members say over 39,000 dinners were served last year and well over 1 million since 1952.
That is WHIO's Ron Otto reporting. The 74th Annual Poultry Days Festival will be June 13th through the 15th. A federal judge has temporarily blocked DOJ from Social Security Administration systems that hold personally identifiable data on millions of Americans.
The decision from a U.S. district judge also requires the team to delete any identifiable data they may have. It comes after labor unions and retirees asked for an emergency order limiting DOJ access to the agency and its vast troves of personal data. The administration has said DOJ's work at the agency is aimed at reducing waste and fraud in the federal government.
That is WHIO's Will Taylor reporting. Well, take a deep breath, refocus, because today is day 2 of the NCAA tournament.
The UConn Huskies kick off their back-to-back championship defense against Oklahoma, but they do so as an 8 seed after losing 10 games leading up to the tournament. While 11 seed North Carolina looks to continue proving the doubters who said they don't belong in the tournament wrong when they take on 6 seed Ole Miss in the South region.
That is Fox's Joe Morgan reporting. WHIO News Time 7:35.
This is a WHIO Red Alert traffic update.
And we're going to get an update from traffic expert Jake Magnato.
Yeah, Brittany, a busy morning here in Clayton, 70 West at State Route 49. Around 4:15 was when this crash involving a semi happened. And ever since then, 70 West has been shut down through here, so leading to a massive delay through the Clayton area, backing up into Englewood. Right now to about Hoke Road is where I'm seeing that delay. We also had Another issue in this area, 70 at Hoke Road. Semi is in the median here, so just to avoid all of this delay and to save yourself some time, you can exit at 70 West and State Route 48, and Route 40 is going to take you west around this delay this morning. I'm Jake Magnotta.
Get a chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Beatles tribute band, the Fab Four. USA meets the Beatles at the Rose Music Center in Huber Heights coming up on Friday, June 27th. Those tickets going to go to caller number 4 at 937-457-1290. Good luck.
WHIO is Dayton's #1 weather station. You'll hear the severe weather updates several times an hour with our team led by meteorologist Austin Cheney. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it. This is the legendary WHIO, Dayton's only 24-hour news station. Using the power of News Center 7, we have dozens of reporters all over the Miami Valley.
News Center 7's Kayla.
Breaking news when it happens. We're the home of Dayton's only all-news morning show, Miami Valley's Morning News.
This is Larry Hansgen.
Then, throughout the day, listen for updated local news every 15 minutes. When breaking news happens, we stop what we're doing and go wall to wall. This is 1290 and 95.7 WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk. This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
Gosh, it feels like it's been so many years I've talked about skimming scams. That's where main target, you go to pay at a pump at a gas station and a criminal has put a little device there that captures the number on your credit or debit card. Well, new reports from law enforcement show that this scam is actually growing again, and you need to be aware that if you pay at the pump, do not do it with a debit card unless you can tap to pay. In fact, the best way to pay at the pump or at the pumps that now offer the ability for you to pay with Apple Pay or Google Wallet. Those are the safest ways for you to pay pretty much anywhere anyway, because every time you do a transaction, even if a criminal's hacking, it sends a unique one-time code that's useless to them.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto. March 17th, 432, St. Patrick, around 16 years old at the time, is captured by Irish pirates from his home in Great Britain and taken as a slave to dies. March 19th, 2003, airstrikes by an American and British-led coalition signal the beginning of the Iraq War.
On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war.
And March 21st, 1975, country music superstars George Jones and Tammy Wynette divorce after 6 years of marriage. For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Good morning, Dayton. You're waking up with the information you need to start the day. Miami Valley's Morning News continues on WHIO.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Miami Valley's Morning News, and congratulations to Teresa in Versailles. Teresa's won a pair of tickets to see the Beatles tribute band, the Fab Four. USA meets the Beatles at the Rose Music Center in Huber Heights on Friday, June 27th. And just a heads up, we do have a traffic red alert this morning. 70 westbound shut down at State Route 49 near Clayton. More details in just minutes from traffic expert Jake Magnotta. 29 degrees right now in Dayton at 7:39.
And that is 21 minutes ahead of 8 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, from traffic, let's talk weather here for a moment. We got more rain on tap in the 5-day forecast.
Here's what you need to pay attention to. Low-lying areas. If you're on the interstate, slow down. Hydroplaning will become an issue, especially on Sunday with that rain coming down at such a heavy rate. If you are traveling out and about and come across a road covered in water, turn around. Don't drown. Trust me, it's a silly saying, but it will save your life.
Yeah, that's Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz with some good advice this morning. Constantly updating stories with new details for you. It's a huge vote of support for Ukraine from the European Union, but it wasn't quite unanimous. Fox's Jonathan Savage explains.
The question was whether to continue the European Union's unwavering support for Ukraine's independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity. Out of the 27 leaders present, 26 voted yes. The outlier was Hungary's Viktor Orban, an ally of Vladimir Putin. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky asked the EU to put its money where its mouth is.
We need funds for artillery shells and would really appreciate Europe's support with at least 5 billion euros.
Now, President Zelensky urged allies not to ease pressure on Russia over the war.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
In the nation's northeast, Maine universities agree to keep transgender athletes out of women's sports after the Trump administration pauses funding.
The University of Maine system agrees to comply with the president's executive order barring transgender athletes from women's sports. The network of 8 public universities have been hit with a temporary pause in funding over its refusal to comply.
That is Fox's Gary Baumgarten reporting. WHIO News Time, 741.
And it's time for your 5-day weather forecast with Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
52 today, which is normal. A little sunshine goes a long way with the south wind. We'll drop to 42 overnight, bring in the chance of showers mainly north of I-70, otherwise drying things out with a glimpse of sun Saturday afternoon and a high of 50. 56 on Sunday. The rain moves in late morning, getting heavier throughout the latter part of the afternoon and evening, and a few rumbles of thunder expected as we hit 56. There's enough energy there for a few thunderstorms. 41 overnight and into Monday, 50. Lingering showers on the front half of the day, otherwise just gloomy with the cloud cover. And stray showers possible again on Tuesday with a high of 48.
The live Doppler 7 radar is clear. It's 28 degrees in Troy, 28 in Springboro, 29 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This is a WHIO Red Alert traffic update.
And we get that update from traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Yeah, Brittany, all morning long we've had an issue on 70 West near State Route 49, close to Clayton. This has 70 West still shut down. This was involving a semi, and this has led to a delay into Englewood, so traffic's backed up to about Hoke Road. Also here, 70 at Hoke Road, there is a truck in the median. Not sure if this is a crash or what, but this is adding a few extra minutes onto this already massive delay. So to avoid all of this, we've been suggesting you use the exit at State Route 48 in Englewood, and you can take Route 40 all the way over to Arlington Road in Brookville, as this will get you onto the highway again. I'm Jake Magnotta.
Well, Conor McGregor telling the New York Post that he'll be running for president of Ireland. He's presenting himself as a candidate resistant to the current leadership. Conor says he wants Ireland to be a place where citizens can have a say in shaping their own destiny. And it's known for being one of the busiest airports in the world. And right now, it's closed. That story coming up in 3 minutes. WHIO News Time is 7:43.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
This is the Miami Valley's home for Fox News. WHIO.
Specialty Motorworks in West Carrollton offers quality, affordable import car repair. Not everyone has the knowledge, skills, and tools to work on foreign cars. We have 40 years of import repair experience. Trust your car to Specialty Motorworks on Springboro Pike in West Carrollton.
The WHIO Weekend Preview with what's happening around the Miami Valley. Here's Chris Hartley.
What's up, Miami Valley? Here's what's happening. The Professional Bull Riders is going to be in town this weekend over at the Nutter Center. It's the PBR Velocity Tour. Friday's show is going to begin at 8 p.m. Saturday's show starts at 7. The Shamrock Tenors is going to be in town this weekend over at the Dayton Schuster Center. Ireland's newest sensation will perform on Saturday. That show's going to start at 7:30. Tickets available at DaytonLive.org. The 7th annual Sweet Spring Marketplace is going on. That's over at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds this weekend. This is spring-related arts and crafts fair, Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 11 to 4. And movies topping the box office this weekend include Novocaine, Mickey 17, and Black Bag. What a wonderful weekend to check out a movie. With your WHIO Weekend Preview, I'm Chris Hartley.
WHIO has Dayton's #1 morning news program, Miami Valley's Morning News, packed with local news, storm center weather, and triple team traffic. WHIO. All the local news notifications you need.
For kids today, we have dozens of schools closing early due to the storm.
All the local emergency weather information you need.
Standing by for another update on this huge storm about ready to hit the Miami Valley.
All the local traffic red alerts you need.
I-75 is closed in both directions. You could be sitting here for over an hour.
Download the WHIO app, Dayton's #1 local news app. Download it today. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO.
Paid spokesperson. Have you or someone you loved developed a brain tumor or spinal cord tumor after using Depo-Provera birth control injections? You may be entitled to compensation. Studies have linked Depo-Provera to potentially dangerous tumors called meningioma. These tumors can cause serious complications and even death. Thomas J. Henry can help you file your Depo-Provera injury or death claim. Even if you stopped using Depo-Provera years ago, you may still have a case. Don't wait. Time to file your claim may be limited. For over 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has helped victims seek justice and the compensation they deserve. Call Thomas J. Henry now at 800-885-0088. For your free consultation, your call is confidential. Attorneys are available 24/7, nights and weekends. That's 800-885-0088. Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Together with the resources of News Center 7, you're on Dayton's #1 news team. Now, back to Miami Valley's morning news on WHIO.
Good morning. It is 7:47. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News with the three big things that you need to know. Traffic red alert still this morning. 70 westbound continues to be shut down at State Route 49 near Clayton. A $500,000 winning Lucky for Life lottery ticket sold at a speedway in Kettering for last night's drawing. And it is our top story. President Trump signing an executive order drastically shrinking the Department of Education.
Yeah, Brittany, Fox's Jared Halpern has more on what we know about this from the White House.
For decades, President Trump says the federal Department of Education has done us no good.
We're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do.
An executive order requires the education secretary to take maximum steps allowed by law to facilitate closing the department. The president says core functions like Pell Grants, Title I funding, and federal student loans will be preserved. Completely eliminating the cabinet-level agency likely will require Congress. Republicans are already introducing legislation to do that.
And the department can only be abolished by Congress. Democrats have promised to challenge the measure. The company that is bringing nearly 100 jobs to the Dayton area, airport area, is hosting a hiring event today.
United Alloy plans to create at least 60 new jobs and could employ up to 100. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Union Air Park Boulevard in Union, and applicants can expect interviews and weld testing.
That is WHIO's Ron Otto reporting. It will be the company's fourth production facility and their first in Ohio. One of the busiest airports in the world shut down today.
Heathrow Airport in London will be closed today after a fire caused a power outage. The airport saying in a statement that happened after an electrical substation that supplies the airport caught on fire. Residents in about 150 homes nearby were also evacuated. Passengers have been told to avoid the airport and to contact their individual airline for further details on new flight times.
That is Fox's Chris DeMeo reporting. The London Fire Brigade says the electrical substation blaze is now under control. WHIO News Time, 7:49.
And we get your 5-day weather forecast now with Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz.
Oh, we start off the morning cold. We have frost. Welcome to spring here in the Miami Valley. It's typical, right? Mother Nature doesn't know what she wants. 52 this afternoon, which is normal. We've just been spoiled with temperatures in the 70s. We at least get the sun and a south wind. We'll drop it to 42 overnight. The clouds roll in. We have a chance of a shower north of I-70. Otherwise, we'll dry things out Saturday afternoon. Look at some sun. Not much, but some. 50 is your high. 56 on Sunday, and right about that time where we try to warm up, we get another cold front to sweep through, so that brings us the chance for rain and thunderstorms. Well, there may be a stronger storm in the mix later on into the evening, but the bulk of this will be heavy rain, and that lingers into Monday morning. Then we'll hit 50. 48, by the way, on Tuesday. Cold. Now you know the fronts move through, and we still have the chance of showers.
The live Doppler 7 radar is clear. It's 27 in Fairborn. It's 26 in Brookville, 29 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This is a WHIO Red Alert traffic update.
And we get the latest from traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Brittany, not a lot has changed for a long time this morning. 70 West, I can still see on the camera, completely blocked at State Route 49. This is due to a semi-crash. So we are seeing this delay grow almost now back to State Route 48 in Inglewood. Actually, I was suggesting to avoid this delay, use the exit ramp at Hoke Road. But on the camera, I can see a lot of traffic trying to use this ramp and exit and make sure they're not stuck in this delay. So once you're off the interstate at State Route 48, you can use Route 40 as this takes you all the way west into Brookville. And then Arlington Road, there's a ramp onto 70 West again. I'm Jake Magnotta.
Well, Bob Evans offering a chance to win a tax day comfort kit with a New Year's supply of products, a fluffy robe, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and a heated coffee mug. The promotion designed to provide relaxation during the hectic tax season. Bob Evans has more details about the giveaway on their socials. And the Cincinnati Reds playing ball in Dayton next week. We've got that story coming up in 2 minutes. WHI News Time is 7:51.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
For good news in Dayton, this is Brent Kress with Wagner Paving. Today, I would like to introduce my friend and founder of HDRT, Kate Osberg.
How we doing? Roger That Racing is a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization dedicated to creating an inclusive community at and around motorcycle racing events that promotes youth programs fostering self-confidence and positive communication. We do a lot of veteran first responder outreach and givebacks thanks to our partners at Moto Shippers and Trimtex. In addition, we host a healthy hospitality area at events with complimentary good-for-you snacks thanks in part to Pathway to Herbs, Wagner Paving, and Raymertz Kawasaki and KTM. Overall, our outreach encourages everyone to live with wide open gratitude at over 30 events a year across the eastern United States while helping others. Check out hdrtracing.com for more info on how we can help or how to get involved. Stay in the know by liking How We Doing Roger That Racing on Facebook and subscribing to the YouTube channel. HDRT is Good News in Dayton.
Good News in Dayton is sponsored by Grunder Landscaping, Day Air Credit Union, and Wagner Paving. For more information, visit goodnewsindayton.com.
WHIO's Brian Kilmeade here. I am coming to Dayton at the Victoria Theater Saturday, June 21st. Buy your tickets now at DaytonLive.org, part of the WHIO 90th anniversary celebration, AM 1290 and 95.7 FM. Dayton's weather, traffic, and Fox News station.
The WHIO call letter still means something in the Miami Valley. The original news legends, Lou M., Don Wayne, Jim Baldridge, Gil Whitney. We are standing on the giants of Dayton radio, and we take their legacy seriously. Nothing is as good as the best local news possible. Serving you in your hometown. It's important to us. WHIO was and is the #1 news station in the region. You're listening to the legendary WHIO. Depend on it.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy 4.40% APY intro rate until 2026. That's 6 times the national average. Get the flexibility you need with easy access to your funds. Don't miss out. Offer expires April 30th, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average. Federally insured by NCUA.
Trading shouldn't have barriers. When Robinhood started, it was built to make trading more accessible. Now, Robinhood offers more sophisticated trading tools. Experience the future of trading on Robinhood Legend, the all-new desktop platform that harnesses intuitive design to deliver a seamless experience for traders. Free to use with a Robinhood account. The future of trading is fast, powerful, and precise. Experience it now on Robinhood Legend. Sign up today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. Other fees may apply.
Breaking news all morning. The Storm Center 7 forecast to start your day and triple team traffic. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning, and thanks for listening to Miami Valley's Morning News. I'm Brittany Otto. We have a traffic red alert underway. It's been that way all morning long. Westbound 70 shut down at 49 in Clayton. Jake Magnotta's back with more details in just minutes. 29 degrees now in Dayton at 7:55.
And there's 5 minutes here ahead of 8 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. If you're planning on seeing the Reds at Day Air Ballpark next week, you can come early and see batting practice.
On Tuesday, the gates will open at 4 p.m. Then the Reds' batting practice will run from 4:15 to 5:15. First pitch is set for 6:10. The Reds will play against a team made up of the organization's minor league prospects. The game has been sold out.
That is WHIO's Benjamin Fritkiss. WHIO News Time, 7:55.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News on this Friday, joined by Jeremy Ratliff.
Good morning.
And Will Taylor.
Good morning.
And guys, Friday has arrived. What do you have going on this weekend?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, same.
Honestly. I'm imagining I'm going to be glued to the television for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Basketball. And then some UFC tomorrow in London. So it's a little early. I think it starts at 1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
1 a.m.?
1 p.m. our time. Yes. Sorry.
I was like, oh, that's really early.
No, not waking up for that.
Yeah. Especially on the weekend. Yeah, that's our chance to sleep in.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's what I want to do, by the way.
It's just sleep in.
Yeah, I got a lot of odds and ends to kind of knock out, but the thing I'm most excited for is not setting an alarm for tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And for us, that's like going to Disney World.
Yes.
You know, it's the best. So what about you, Britt?
I am actually headed out of town today.
Ooh.
Yeah, my kids are on spring break next week. So we're going to be leaving later this afternoon and going to Siesta Key.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. I have not checked the weather forecast yet, which is something I normally do obsessively for a while. But I have a feeling it's just going to be really nice. So
it's going to be warmer.
It's going to be warmer than here, where it's 29 degrees outside. So but I'm really looking forward to it. We're going with the kids, and then we're taking my mom and Micah's mom.
Okay.
So, yeah, a little kind of a family trip.
Driving or flying?
We're driving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not, it's like 16 hours. It's not that bad.
Are you bringing the dogs?
We are not actually. For the first time, my nephew is like house sitting / animal sitting, because when you have as many animals as we do, it's hard to just leave and go on vacation.
You need a zookeeper. There,
kind
managing.
of. I'm kind of starting to feel like we do. So he's going to be taking care of, the cows and the turkeys and the chickens and the dogs and all that kind of stuff. So
I feel like we need to interview the dogs and find out what they think about not getting to go to Florida.
Well, so Micah, I think, is already having like separation anxiety. I heard him like 3 times yesterday talking to Bailey about what am I going to do without you with me all the time?
I'm so glad I'm not the only one who talks to my dogs.
Oh, no. Yeah. We talk to them all the time like they're humans, for sure.
My kids make fun of me. Yeah.
Listen, that's completely normal behavior. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah. They're part of the family.
Part of the family. How self-reliant are your farm animals?
Just
curious.
They need to be fed like every day pretty much. The chickens do better, because you can just kind of stockpile their food and stuff, but you got to keep an eye on like feeding the hay and stuff to the other animals. So
and all your egg incubators
and all
too.
of that. Yes. And I think we're going to ask my sister-in-law to come over and try candling the eggs. Apparently after 10 days in the incubator, you can put a light underneath them and see if a chick is forming or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
very sciencey.
I know. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah. So that's what we're up to.
Love it. Have fun.
All right. Thank you. We will. All right. We've got more information on our top story coming up in minutes. The president signing an executive order drastically shrinking the Department of Education. Details in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time, 7:58.
The 50,000-watt giant of Miami Valley Radio. From Lima to Kentucky, Columbus to Indianapolis. The station that cares about every town in between. We love this region as much as you do. Covering weather, traffic, and news is still our #1 priority. Nothing is more important as keeping radio local, in touch with the community, and relevant to you and your family. Welcome to the legendary 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When you choose Blue Knight Roofing and Restoration, you get expert installation, top quality materials, and attention to every detail. Our team guarantees a job done right, ensuring long-lasting results. Call now for your free estimate. Blue Knight Roofing and Restoration, serving with honor, integrity, and pride.
WHIO, Dayton, Springfield. Celebrating our 90th year as the Miami Valley's leading news station. Weather, traffic, and breaking news starts now.
Good morning. It is 8:01. It's Friday, March 21st. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News with the three big things that you need to know. First of all, we have a traffic red alert this morning. Westbound 70, we have just the right lane open at State Route 49 in Clayton, still causing quite a bit of a delay. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile making stops in the Miami Valley this weekend, and it is our top story this morning.
Years for many, many decades. And I don't know, no president ever got around to doing it, but I'm getting around to doing it, so thank you very much.
President Trump moving to eliminate the Federal Department of Education.
That's right, Brittany. And Fox's Jared Halpern has more on this story for us from the White House this morning.
President Trump says his pick to lead the Department of Education, Linda McMahon, is an extraordinary person.
And hopefully she will be our last Secretary of Education.
Making good on a campaign pledge, the president signed an executive order directing the secretary to take maximum steps allowed by law to facilitate closing the Department of Education.
We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good.
Education, President Trump says, will return to the states, though the federal government will preserve core functions like administering student loans, Pell Grants, and funding low-income and special needs programs.
Yeah, the House Democratic leader slamming the move, saying it will harm millions of children and hardworking teachers. Well, of course, you can stay tuned for updates and analysis on this developing story throughout the day here on your home for breaking news, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
The weekend brings us the chance for rain and snow. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz, timing it out for you and talking about totals.
Well, just a few minutes ago, the right lane of 70 West reopened near State Route 49 in Clayton. It was completely shut down for over 3 hours after a crash involving a semi. I'm Jake Magnotta with Dayton's most frequent traffic.
This is Miami Valley's Morning News on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. I'm Brittany Otto.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff. A SWAT surrounded a home in Dayton yesterday in connection to a shooting that killed a 17-year-old. The Dayton Police Department confirming the large police presence was in connection to that deadly shooting back on February 27th on Oxford Avenue.
After the shooting, two 17-year-olds drove away in their car and crashed at the intersection of Oxford and Broadway. Police say one teen survived their injuries, but the other later died. They made an arrest on March 19th, and then yesterday they came to the house on Kumler Avenue to serve a search warrant looking for others who may have been involved. Police say due to the high risk of people being armed inside the home, SWAT was called. At least 2 people were taken into custody.
Yeah, that's WHIO's Will Taylor. A tornado touched down at an area airport in Wednesday night's windstorm.
The National Weather Service confirms the twister landed at Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport, but no one was hurt. The storm survey team is still working to find out how strong the tornado was and what path it took.
That is WHIO's Ron Otto reporting. An airport spokesperson says the storm did damage to a building that is under construction on airport property. Attorney General Pam Bondi promising to crack down on what she calls domestic terrorism against Tesla dealerships.
The FBI is investigating as incidents have spread to multiple Tesla storefronts and charging stations in at least 11 states.
That's Fox's Alicia Acuna reporting for us from Denver. The State Department of Health has announced Ohio's first measles case of the year.
It's in Ashtabula County in the northeast part of the state.
According to the department, the patient is unvaccinated and was exposed to someone who traveled out of the country. Last year, reported on about a half dozen cases of measles here in the Miami Valley.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. And check your tickets. A winning lottery ticket was sold right here in the Miami Valley.
One person in the Miami Valley won $500,000 with all 5 winning numbers in last night's Lucky for Life lottery drawing. The winning ticket was sold at a speedway in Kettering, according to the Ohio Lottery. The winning numbers were 7, 14, 25, 35, and 40. The lucky ball was 14.
That is WHIO's Benjamin Fritkiss. And if you're the winner and you want to be best friends with me, that's totally cool. WHIO News Time 8:05.
This is a WHIO Red Alert traffic update.
And we still have a mess on westbound 70. Let's check in with traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Brittany, finally some good news that I can pass along. We've had 70 West shut down for over 3 hours in the Clayton area at State Route 49. That's because of that semi crash. But just a few minutes ago, I saw the right lane reopen. So we still have the left lane blocked. So that delay should start to shrink a little bit, but not going to help us too much here, as I'm still seeing